8 years.
I can confirm to you, action the government of Ghana was compelled to take yesterday is directly in retaliation to the ill treatment, unlawful deportation of the government of Ghana is responding this way because
24-hour a year economy no far with that 24-hour economy no. And your papa, we were together. We held the fort together. We didn't support the government of the day. It was not the best for us as a country. If we continue to analyze situations from that angle of partisanship, we cannot achieve where we want to go.
There is no evidence.
Yes, my phone in a kwaba, ebiem emra, jumade so, and sembebre, and a coso ever on my ganamo athanasi. Yedinina ebre I for NDC amanu kono, wama to be at the Amani MPP, Amasiameno Kase, and come over bre in a freche, ba quick one, ibe room, na yakutien samwa, atoja no chino. Eberi hon komo baransa na ebe rom e wo hono na se be to dwa se Israel for atumi deport Ghana for a wo mu kopie mu e wo Israel eno chi ena bufo bias excellency John Dramani Mahama ene na ban Okudzeto abrakwa ono so decide ye se ene Israel for mu so Ghana no yenso ye be deport o mu ene nanam so ama akotwetwe nsem bebre ababa quick one yene kan kona yetie nsam a Okudzeto ablakwa edi atudwa Ghana fo nyina ebo na baso no kwasam se Ghana fo wa mono nimpo ebo Okudzeto ablakwa baso quick one yenkotie mra ne yakoba abusua information wa chipa.
I can confirm to you that the action the government of Ghana was compelled to take yesterday is directly in retaliation to the ill treatment and unjustified, unwarranted, and what we consider unlawful deportation of our fellow compatriots. We summoned the chargé d'affaires of the Embassy of Israel in Ghana and strongly protested that treatment. The chargé confirmed that indeed all the persons who suffered this dehumanizing and traumatic treatment from Israeli authorities were people he issued visas to. None of them had violated the terms of their visas. They were not illegal immigrants. They were attending to a conference that they had been invited to. Most of them, I must say. There was another group also humiliated. They were on a personal Christian pilgrimage trip. So it is important to appreciate that these are Ghanaians who had been issued valid visas. They were going to Israel to conduct legitimate, legal business. One was a group attending a cybersecurity conference organized by the Israeli government. They invited Ghanaians and other nationals from other countries to attend that international cybersecurity conference they had convened. And then the second group, made up of Christians embarking on the usual pilgrimage. You know the significance of Jerusalem and other important Christian sites to the Christian faithful. So when this came to our attention, because they made distress calls, we intervened, and our intervention, after some 5 hours of a lot of backroom diplomatic engagements, led to the parliamentary delegation being allowed to attend the conference. And let me emphasize that this parliamentary delegation did not have members of parliament in there.
Sure.
They were staff of the parliamentary service I just want to put that on record. There are some people who think that the government of Ghana is responding this way because they are our colleagues, members of parliament. Not at all. There was no MP in this delegation. We are responding this way because we are all Ghanaians.
Okay, but Honorable Minister,
if the government of Ghana does not stand up for its nationals, nobody will. If we don't insist that we are respected, if we don't insist that our dignity is safeguarded, nobody will do it for us. No other government will stand up for us. The government of Ghana must stand up for its people, no matter who they are, regardless of class, of status, or creed. We are all Ghanaian citizens first, and we are entitled to clear protection under international law, particularly the Vienna Convention.
So, Honorable Minister,
so let me just quickly conclude with the narrative. So, the parliamentary delegation made up of staff of the parliamentary service, not MPs, were allowed to go hold their conference, but then 3 Ghanaians, 2 of them attending the cybersecurity conference, and a 3rd Ghanaian who was on pilgrimage. These 3 Ghanaians were unjustifiably deported. 2 of them on an Ethiopian Airlines flight and the other on an Emirates flight. So, following that deportation, we protested and we served notice that under the Vienna Convention, the tool of reciprocity is allowed, and it is a tool that is used by sovereigns to, as it were, state their case and make it clear that we must have mutual respect for each other within the Committee of Nations. And we activated our rights under the Vienna Convention. That is what we did, and that is why, I mean, it was a difficult decision. We have friendly relations with Israel. We've had cordial relations for more than 6 decades. We don't wish that we should be having these tensions, but let us be fair. Ghana did not play any part in this. We do not deserve this. This disrespect and this contemptuous treatment of our nationals would not be accepted, would not be tolerated. And we thought that we send a very clear message, not only to Israel, but all other countries, that just as they expect us to treat their nationals with respect, to value their dignity and the fact that they are human beings, we also expect same. We are not asking for much at all. We expect same when our nationals are traveling. That is the message we are sending.
Okay. Now, since you talk about our relationship with Israel over the past 6 decades, and you've invited a Shashda affair, let's look at the resolution. How have we resolved this issue? How do we intend to resolve it?
So the Israeli authorities, through their chargé, have now apologized for the action they carried out, and they have called for de-escalation, because we made it clear that if they deported 10 Ghanaians, we will deport 10. 20 will deport 20. 50 will deport 50. We are not going to accept this, particularly when the reason they gave is absolutely untenable.
What reason did they give?
They claim that the reason they gave when the chargé was summoned is that authorities in Israel are concerned that our embassy officials are not cooperating, and that they have given them a list of 6 Ghanaians they want travel certificates issued, so they will be deported, and that our embassy officials are not cooperating. When we investigated that claim, the Israeli authorities don't have their facts right. Indeed, out of those 6 Ghanaians, out of those 6 people on the Israeli list, 1 is not a Ghanaian. It's been confirmed he is Gabonese. And so our embassy officials are right to have taken their time to do due diligence. Another one on the list is so sick, Israeli doctors say that she should not travel now. She should be cared for and recover before she is put on a flight. One of the others on the list, the travel certificate was long issued. So again, facts are not accurate. They are not aligning. Then there's another one who our investigations also revealed that the authorities in Israel had not even brought that to the formal attention of the government of Ghana through our embassy. In other words, our embassy did not know that that person had been arrested and the Israeli authorities want to deport them. But you see, in any case, even if you have rounded up people you want them deported, is this how you go about it? We are cordial, we are friendly. Bring that to our attention. If you think that the embassy is in Tel Aviv, the Ghanaian embassy in Tel Aviv is not cooperating, escalate, bring that to our attention. You have an ambassador in Accra, fortunately. The ambassador can request a meeting with me as minister. We can discuss that. It happens always when governments think that they are not getting the kind of speed, a kind of response, or if a matter is urgent and they don't want it to go through the normal diplomatic channels through our embassies abroad, they take advantage of their presence in Accra and meet us. You can meet me as minister, you can meet my deputy, my chief director, or the chief of protocol. There's so many officials at the foreign ministry you can engage, and we will deal with the issue that you are raising. So how anybody in Israel thought that because you are not getting travel certificates for people you want to deport, people not related, people you have granted visas to, attending conferences that you have convened, and others who are going on Christian pilgrimage, you will subject them to such dehumanizing treatment. It is totally unfair. And we will not accept that. We will not countenance that. We are all human beings. The black race is not inferior. And we will stand up for our people. That is the message we are sending to the Israeli authorities and to every country.
Okay.
Don't treat Ghanaians dehumanizingly. Don't undermine our dignity. We are all human beings. We deserve the same respect. Just as we treat your nationals when they are traveling to our country, we expect the same.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, Director.
Okudzeto Blackwa.
Of course.
And a problem bako and Okudzeto startia or solve.
Sure.
I didn't know say Banisa.
Director, to the extent say disrespect ya yinyano. I know dingo.
I know day.
Director, but minister no. Every day me bona baso.
Na minipa bako o se oko UK and o buy and o san ko biem.
Okay.
And komu deport no say adentina o ba ho sa.
Adentina oko UK abano
okoba sa.
Omuntiase. Director, nti only reason dia. O sorry ya na wako say oko no wo ba mo je visa fee. I said that obedura or that hotel. Munyam faso every activities na. Mo be di so faso.
Na say o Ghana fo bebro makwa kodro brocho mu si airport no ya bo ma ba.
Of course, a lot.
Otimu say nipa no meet requirements ni nyina. But bibi kiti ni ade abona ba.
Director, I had dream. But uni baby. Director, in the first place, but me na was said that be am ye no. Na ye nchahwe for na fe ye nim komo we ye. Because adia Okudzeto Blackwa ye. E be send signal no e de ama o man bia oni Ghana edin sawso. Because semfaso ni so say Ghana ni beba ukroma. Mfaso ni so say wonsu krom ni betra Ghana.
E na Okudzeto kan no. Wo mo mpanimfo no say wo man sore a
mo
ai abrochefo de anim betwitwi fom sa
asem ni nyina no because say a home crofo a omako based on memfa say national security issues and ye de omako omompo ye deport wo mo na Ghana ni a oye online individual business person na school ni ya o say o free Ghana kwa mo no ne treatment be na din be I agree with the minister. Yeah, leadership bit say na yet rely on them because say way a foreign minister who GDA say enko pem say oba free office no recognition any respect ya other countries no omo free e ho no omo so di people mai because say US for the call Isreal and Israel for deport omo sa kwan no nti why Ghana na obi be ka say odo no odi no hodi ni kuro no kuro Israel ne yo no dia ye so de hodi e kuro
say no ntu no nso say omo deport 50 a yen so be deport 50
asem ni nya because say yen so e kuro mu hanya unya benefit bi aka won kuro for ma ha ndi so far as awon so kuro for ha no na je say oh boy na yen so ye boa wo nti obi en ho sisi ni yonko at the end of the day the water say ye no say kono and so hwe ya most African countries say ti gina ye na so enya leaders a omo ye say ya the water ka abrofo no kwan omo de ye fa so no ka twa ene to da bia bohu se omoboye bosia kakra bi omo se ya chem sika kakra na do ko emre bi okoyi Emmanuel Macron ho France na do ko sere se ebetimi kra e kana ye de no omo mfa nti e ba sa pe na omo take advantage
obisi se nke Akuffo timer this action a Okudzeto ateki ko mo ntimi take sa decision no
Roger me jitum 100% even 200% I say most of the time so hwe ya na do wa konyamu no e wa aban so no na do ko Europe e koto major European countries na okwa akopesika okọ Norway ni Denmark any Sweden ko for France na e sika na okwa akope nti e ba sa the rata okọ sika wo Norway na Norway ni deport wu nipa o se mi suma deport Norway ni ko wo wi anu okọ Norway president ho se me srew bua me kakra na do tawo be kaya ye engage Ukraine former COVID-19 ni ba ye nyina chi no e ka ye do Ukraine ka say oh Ghana for musu me economy na nye enti de kan bi a chemo wo be da koka right enei say asem si a you have every right say ye betima ka because ye leaders na edi anim no ye wo gidie soronko say no matter the country kra ye ne wo mu dili e be yi na be bia nkomo we ye me dan say right because ade a Okudzeto asha say ye e be send strong signal na ma other countries nti say Ghana ni wo on my fufuro ma treatment ni be different on bedwere sada bi Ghana aban we no ho no say one treating in crofo ya they will start taking actions against once one crofo ho ti e ba sa rata ade ne be sesa Okudzeto ablakwa enei wa enemy respect papa
obo adwuma
pa from all right time no e de ba be si na wa kire de ntia every single thing about aban we no omuntimi nyini nsinchen he is very good.
Quick one, Commander. Yenya botrenya konya na yenkotie sankomoyi na Mustafa Gbande akasa. Ono no I think say oye NDC Deputy General Secretary.
Sure.
Na enkomo a wadi no watonja bi ama bi aka MPP fo. Na oso wate say MPP fo didi nkomo bi ewo oman Ghana mu.
Okay.
Tase de koso ewo MPP aban mu no afi no omu ye ne ye krono ne niam abone e koso no wo mu NDC aban led by John Dramani Mahama afi no omu ye ne ye na nkomo no akoto nsem bebre e de aba tienya botranya konya na yentie nsem no
Opani meda wase na machia matefu nyina Ghana ne de ye beto ye be ye ne ye Obia bayane de nemre so ana okọ but ne obija enchire ma no ene ye de ya disu ene hu enye ne ye besesa ade atu ye kotokum na de de bekofie ene hia ye na sisia President Mahama ababedi wo man ne kan obia ho atona obia nante ya wonso Ghana for na Ghana for MPP for na Ghana for the boss Justin Kodia or Ghana ni asabe kabma minka bi ko yiye ti NDC dia aya yen say esisi na abusia na ya chichire no ya be se aponchi fita ananso gan fita ni nuanum besa ya na yen ya ni aba besiti hwehwe abakosemu a MPP for bama mu a no mo be bia NDC na ba ma obia nsatimi kona no ahiafo nsatimi komo no oni bi fo nsatimi komo no ya boaboa nkakra NDC pen wo aban mu a obia timi si ne bosa mi Ghana ni saa na ede oman no ekoye ni na ezo kose o hwete de niam akwa sabe ya nyina ya fight can to Ghana fubutum but abofra bobo brapa abra wo wie na obeku ye hone de Ghana eko
na chiremimu kakra o si NDC ne ba bibia eden
ye ba ni MPP for be ya o mo nyini ye pani e be sisi
nti ye kasede ne mo sisi
President Mahama elusu election ni NDC 2016 ye be ko na school adanya ya sisi ekwan ya ye nina obojai hospitals are sisi abra ahia for yare ni sisi hospitals at to obojai mani finwem for 8 years schools are sisi obakwa me nyi we kurase obi am ko school say under 3 na sisi school adan e ho ne be fa teacher for mama yeduma e ho na school enkwala betimi anya suapon bi a o meko o mani obojai ya mani finwem 8 years ye ba ye so na ye me no kase ni ya penyin just no ye cabinet member ayi free SHS a omo aya no asabi omo anya ni ye ba ye ya to aso a ye ni and they would admit say enna ye kase 1 year down the line you don't have any parent complaining about quality of feeding. Teachers and Parent Association mu ya shemu kina otete ni haru na drisu ekoso a oyen sakraya ebeboa. There's no intention to abandon that good policy that they couldn't champion in the interest of Ghana. Number 2, ekwanya womo ya womo agihon bosse a womo di e ba yi saa kwan nyina ye toaso because e ya depa temamoto we President Akuffo do na shafie omo anye hwe ye ba yi enam se moto we Ghana fo nyina be di hu faso nti ye koso a President Mahama astati a womo ye break bi ambam. And there are other rules of Ankoya one. There are other places that Sana, Ekoso. Ajana 111 almost asked ye. Almost CB. Ukayama catches over 90 days a day. Almost a time one baby. After 8 years, almost baby, almost a year, baby, almost a year, so for I the Huska. After the minister, Shanning, said the Baya, you because Agenda 111 hospital process no e ya dwempa e ya dia be buakuri ye man nurse fu abebrebe yi a wo hye kojan wo pa adwuma a wo nyei e ho wo menye adwuma ye na aban so atini bi o makosisi awo employ wo mu a wo de o mako hospitals no o man panyi President Mahama be hwese ye besi na atini ahenkof wo so ama ye nuanom nurse fo so anya adwuma aye I can mention a lot omuba ya omu anya ni ye nye pa ne ye omu 1 factory anu omu nam kromu a omu painting crofo pure water factories a omu di hold sky eno de etwem ena dams a omu so omu ye enyi anim sa ne ye chacha omu de di huska omu she gold for oil asie na e sikadie kro bia enyi na ye nim sa na mfaso bia emma so ma o man no ye ba ye wa unu ye panyi kwabna bunu mi brantie Samijenfi. Within 3 months, no actually idea fe ama me ne pay you still cry ne obeka so a obetimi ati no supi fe adie ekoyi a ebwa wo man. So that is the NDC for you.
Okay, so
they can't count themselves in any of these things. So ayi omo abayimu ye wojina po number 1. Ye ba abayimu ye wojina po number 2. Kwabra obeka no kra eniema wo de beto to ginapo number 1 is not the same as eniema wo de beto to ginapo number 2. One more power na yenya power crisis. Omo so enye dum so adum sie nanso maybe there na me ni apanyi na poso ya dundum ye ba yi ginapo number 2 asiesie ni pepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepepep subject matter for politics again, because there is a responsible, focused government in place. That is what the NDC have always been. And my brother and my boss will testify that I'm speaking to reality of the credibilities of the NDC as against 8 years now. I wish, sir, enti amambo na etesa na mobda ya moya de troka obi ehu baby amu mo fa we free 8 years no. They will admit that.
Okay, so 24-hour a year economy no, it was really touted. How far with that 24-hour economy no?
24-hour economy is a very good policy. Ya be ye hojuma. Na me ya pe yimba mi na kai. Ye ni nyina na cha de na ye be. Abakama ye ba ye 9 months 1 year. Boni ni ya papam. Boni a wo medi eni ye papam ye nsakire ye wo. Alongside the niema ya ye 1 year. Enti si ene ye ka se NDC ababa mu na within 1 year ya implementing all the policies I can say by also
but you don't have 100 years, forgive me. You have
we don't have 100 years.
You have 4 years.
Realistic time frames of achievables. But implementation time frames and guidelines.
But assembly say adia ba ko ye nyina so ne ahotoso ma Ghana for dodo na, because juma a major problem in this country, especially on the part of Emebuno. Yeah. So the reliance on 133 cannot be underlooked. And unti Ghana for dodo na nya sa ahotoso no energy no se aban patcho wadar mama mi se aban ba adia ba ko e be ma yakodi na chi ne se obema kwanya Emma, always I cite Jifam Kuse. Miankasa abatwa mene aban yonko fana se ke basa mana peja amia okwa no pano upon no mienu na no mienu for upon no nsia na no nsia for upon I imagine anopa no nsia is the best for the country. Enti eyade na ye nyina ye ni di akire. So what is the challenger ama even the implementation to even half of it in higher challenge?
Offer. Oni papa de osoba akumo wi ansa no akomino. Ti e baye. Na sika temu ha e basa. Wa unua Minister of Finance at Force. Watutu niemu. I don't see achievement. Ye baye. Mi nuanom kayi sika omodi ne basa be say. Ye baye sisi ano a. Ye hwese de be ya o man no me fa no ntoma pa fra enne. Ye for Christmas Day 2023 December na e kom na de Ghana for sabio okoto mo kra ontibinto enne emmubu oba fom enwo a ye dinu amo. And I'm using this illustration because kwababa bia mi nyi free no na Christmas be na enya mudi o sa na no hia net. So there are people who live this reality enne emmubu oba fom. Meanwhile, be a oil taxi driver, truck driver. And then December last year, now oil price a cost will be in Twinto. And then above from fuel, above from one. It's a reality. Now, you buy Seed Ghana program. Or by implement here, COSO, agric mechanization, and home machines in Ebeba. There are realities to it. 24-hour economy now can step. Ukota report to see one more year arrangement. They have already launched it. Ekoso uko DV earlier. The fund for expanded at the TBA and the DVL. Uptimiko your license and a job. It's reality. Hospital infrastructure will be made expanded. Now etimia accommodate 24-hour economy. Ubekaya Miniamu Takamini Penny, Interior Minister recently. Olanche and also creative Cassidy Ayabrandi 24-hour, just to give enough visibility to where necessary, particularly 24-hour markets are here by the city. Over the business of Mokola thing, and maybe the bar, who free paga, who free flow, who free enchi, the ton Niema or Mokola, who to you the Simon adjust, at a ton Niema, and the better now, all those things are in place. A bebaso, and you see, and Akuffo Bisafe, 24-hour economy, and a women's bank. So, I want to tell you, I won't stand it. If it has to be done, it has to be done well.
I see.
If MPP for 24-hour economy, you will live it, you will experience it, you will see it, and you will be happy with it in due course. I want to assure you that. Abaya a dear no crack, a baby mine. So, Ubehu. See a bayi, and very scan command, Dimusa, Womunkosi dams, Almadi Huska. You would be a dams enough. MPP also, yes, sir. Yabayi, one some quiet, one district, one factory, who come in constituency. And then I let him a boss. No, Odia Uhuya, or Beko Pandai, or Befa Hobi. They would do the Mabe air cock to Kuranua. One time, Mako. One of the machines I could go almost see White House be almost a recycling plant for Kachi East District. One district, one factory. Oh, managing a part of President Akuffo at least. Now you need some power, mammy. Because a Juba to two and a nipa person obey. Me come village, meba. Now, President Akuffo do a cohonum. The machines be dear, Lebul Hokama. One more call Lanchester factory. No. Over. After 2 days, I made banana who's a machines in the car so almost on the back. I would do what to see a dining to her. Many are paying you still, so back up and you, that about economy, let Dimitri. No matter what channel. Say you to me the Ghana for you, Sika, a year time and year. Sad dining to you and more. She so.
I see.
That is what we lead with in 8 years. That is not the story of this regime. In 24 hours, relax. A beba, Yayan in Nania, a Dania Benchina, a China de Nebeba. My and then Yaya, a home Yabo Kuku Ekafe, Yaba ye dollar non MPP for Forest Bureau. We have to force them to buy $17 so that they see how Ghanaians feel. But we've been able to reduce it and no more dollar crap. May obi no dollar crap because on purpose. It is all because a modest, organized, focused, responsible government is in place.
In your 1 year, maybe you deleted the aspect of where Ghana this year, countless of them, almost go through proper recruiting exercise. No, mobile terminate a lot of them contracts. What has happened to that?
What recruitment exercise?
People who were already in businesses, government businesses, public service.
You know, the buy chief of staff. In fact, we put the pressure. Ni mundi nyaya. Ka MPP fua na omabwa ama bone adukuru amayi no. Ke apamu omina. Nanso anyanza fo wo yentem. Empanyifo wo yentem. Womu a womunim de wo yentem. Until they didn't do that, the chief of staff ordered, sir, contrary to transition arrangements and protocols, obi bia yafane juma after about one buy. Ye no di ni hwehwem se nipa no emra kwan so na bia engage na because na NPP for na your adwen say enam so wo mo feeling ti omo issue appointment letters bebrebe na tell say e buy ya bre na opam obi a na aka say NDC for buy ya pam obi. But if you recruited somebody wrongly, the person is as good as not properly engaged.
Yeah, but Minka chief of staff Krato Trobai. Minka chief of staff Krato Trobai clearly it was within a time frame said the OC Kano. Won't me in the mind or exit few hours to the situation, then you engage countless of people. We agree on that score. But I am talking about a situation where we'll be at 11, 10, 9, 8, 4, 5 years. We'll go through the process of engaging somebody into the public service. And for no better reason, because I have countless of those letters right on my table. Countless. It makes it difficult for us to situate the conversation well. That what is the reason? There's no reason.
No, but I those are specific matters that you may want to interrogate further. But I would have loved, say.
But Mr. Pacho, once work a chief of staff there, me say if you say home to say obe fa aban afri obi nsema onipa no weda bo apayom or nhyehyeye mu no na odi nipa bebre akogu aban nyumam na abaya de so ama aban a say be urban. We agree. We agree.
If our appointees and leadership want to yield to the pressure of the NDC,
it's not about what your appointees want to do. It's about what the system. It's not about how you feel. And that language, I want you to take it back. It's very unfair. It's not patriotic. It doesn't build the country. It doesn't build the country. When you, it's not about, but your partisan that you're
to my government, my party. But I'm telling you that
when you have power, you are not Ghana. When you have power, you are serving Ghana's interests and not entirely your partisan interest. And then I agree. And no mind the constitution. So that when we come to power, but hold on. So hold on. I'm saying hold on. So it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. Hold on.
But Abino is doing otherwise in a way that can hold the nation together in unison. In a way, sir. And yes, sir, if we NDC now MPP back, one Dibonibia no be a promotion. That is not the case. That's why I'm saying that if you are holding letters, it is as good for us to interrogate case by case what would have happened, because in Tokwa, you need CEOs, need ministers. Aduahuma yetiso and then a party for you they have left some of these things unattended to. Besides the orders of the chief of staff, if you have any other case, MPP, you can raise it one by one, case by case, and it will be subjected to interrogation and analysis of what has happened at the workplace.
Mustafa Pacho, you see, that is the challenge with politicians. When you have power, your issues and how you analyze and understand situations is extremely and entirely different when you're in opposition. That's so unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Let's be principled. Let's be fair to ourselves. I don't want us to be doing 24-hour partisanship in discussing matters of national interest. It doesn't inure to anybody's benefit. You were in opposition. Bubu dan basa. Udi mirika ba yenchen wa sempa. Esunya miensu kebi chire aban was say sa na mo tuafa young man was seen it down. Enya papa. We were together. We held the fort together. We didn't support the government of the day because we knew how you had suffered to put up that structure. Whether partisanship or chieftaincy, it was not the best for us as a country, not as Mustafa.
Yeah.
So if we continue to analyze situations from that angle of partisanship, we cannot achieve where we want to go.
There is no evidence.
There are countless
agencies have sacked people unjustifiably.
Well,
you don't have that evidence.
I have it. I'm saying that they are countless.
Yeah.
Because you are a political figure, a partisan figure, it will be difficult for you to admit that I don't have that evidence. But you know, between the two of us, you know that it is there. Verifiable.
Alleges must prove.
Verifiable.
Mention specific situations.
But I'll not take you far. No, I'll not take you far. The Central Regional Secretary for the New Patriotic Party. Go and check what has happened to you right now.
Central Regional
Secretary for the New Patriotic Party.
No, yeah,
Central Regional person, go and check. You go and check right now. Let me read.
You lose that job automatically.
Mustafa, you've said the pluses for government. You've said Mustafa, you've said the pluses for government. I agree that this government, in terms of inflation, 6.3, in terms of the CD, good, in terms of fuel, very good, in terms of Nkokon Ketenkete, in terms of Feed Ghana, in terms of all the things, Ministry of Communication, the coders, whatever, all these things. They are doing excellently well. Why is it different?
Do you know that 2016, it was not a deputy general secretary who called for sacking of NDC members, but the national chairman of the NPP?
Okay, you hold on. Can I finish my statement? I'm saying that with all these pluses, why is it that when we subject you to certain weaknesses in your party, which can be looked at and fixed, it becomes a challenge for you to admit? Why? But before you go on,
I'll run to you. I'll be the first to run to you.
Before you go on that tangent, Mamema General Secretary with the franchise ya check Graunia deputy or the other side na in any bonko. But wakasa do na mjini what it wakano.
Omai asuma mi ya Mustafa akano pe me ho adwiri me pa. First one, ubusana about 24-hour economy. Who anu your demand say homo ya denombe nechna. You see, it tells you the difference between MPP and NDC. On my MPP, your 2016 elections, your major campaign was on free education. On my Bemo 2017, that year now, Yankasi be your quatrain, your piloting. Your quatrain actually see bit na ya, Nesico Muska Quisi. And now I'm saying that day Akumaso, Nanya Dada, and Yan try D Chigana for, and I'm to me a 2017 now, you implement free education. It's a 24-hour economic, then this is for Akumaso. And I'm more deal with more power. Or my, they don't need 2 years, they don't need 3 years.
But I already saw a demonstrator say they've not abandoned. Hold on, General Secretary. He's demonstrated that any abandon any swadin so abandoned, but it's work in progress. So we cannot run away from that fact. They have a 4-year mandate.
Metiasia. Into memo who the social dan people and disimo. MPP any work in progress. A bear work a year wojuma. A yashasia. I win young faswa. A year lunch. Secondly, Oye no friwa minya asa ka se mi se NDC ba no ma be se so man no NPP ba be se no o man Ghana ewe aban bia ni wa watena konya so a waye kwan wieda wasi school se wieda wasi hospital se wieda me sa aban bi ba no na ho de ko gina so se me ba me ye kwan me ba me ye school me ye hospital o ban sa no man it does not move me. Your kwanya ye beto ye NDC no ma sha 2016 ye beto aso. Your kwanya MPP ya sha se okọ winiba kwanya ye kaswa winiba MPP ye start ye ho adwuma. Ye pokwase fa nko MPP ye ho adwuma. NDC ba no beto aso a enye ade enwawa. Nemu so person hu sunsu ye da aban mu abekasa aban ready se bi obono modern aban bia okọ ja monumental projects be a bit matras social intervention be a bit makase NDC die ye kai omo we me sha se a bit maka and ye ka free maternal car bit maka Akuffo ye ka national health insurance bit maka Akuffo national youth employment program bit maka Akuffo cocoa mass pay bit maka Akuffo. These are major monumental interventions NPP abaye ye
na na do
ye be Akuffo adwa anya hwe kwa Ghana fo nyen se free education Akuffo ado na de bae obian me say one district one factory agenda 111 hospital yesterday Akuffo ado ni swade ho de bi ni ho obian say si yesterday ka one constituency one ambulance Akuffo ado NDC for omon kam 1 2 major interventions abet makase oye monumental say bi aban bi etimi nyebi ye ka bakosema ye be kai se wono waye
maybe adeba kwamso obi anim se okasembi obi anim se ye kasa de omo hohoro nchansi na ne moye fi no in terms of corruption no, on the previous administration part no omo ye ho adwuma kase pa. You can't run away from that.
Say ye ba 2016 no na Ghana you do so more ye ba you win 2016 about 2017 he will make challenges for her then this at you Mahama 4 years Ghana could do so. You buy na inflation and in 50% interest rate in 50%. How shall know memoir? By Yanka said nunti, you have free education, but a baby our bar, liabilities. But it does not absorb you from say education on Sabe. And the way we chance Mukuma, Sabi Edmanda ho etwon na busa na asemi ka say emre no ku emre na ntsa sentwon enka so wu kukumu chansim you do 2020 number catch Ghana for say you kukumu na wu chansim o ye no friwa no pese ka busa menia Mustafa man say and to say yemi ni abrantio sabi mfie da ye nim dos ento no a sabi on kanokre no ma e course wa pandai in the NDC candidate omokwa say ballot papers omoye basa ho na ombeso mugina so na glorify violence no me course wa Blukmanov yes she electoral commission ballot papers you could try a to school them all because of your party about abem your peri round if you say nya you the two back with this seat no into what there or this deputy general secretary one can say sa normal course no me course CC Sebi, for the sake of this country, Ghana dachi, the papa. The last one, the person with no videos no confirm it. So my opinion, Mahama, the third term now ye can was and no cry nothing in the cry.
Oh, Debbie, and they say, and they ask me.
I saw the end this no, we saw one ten argument for
Debbie.
So what the
for so the Mrama who can as we speak, and then they say entertaining. The other ones that we can talk about that.
Patrick, Mrama or consistent. Oh, say or mine. What let's say be I want to say uncle for Castle or my penny Mahama, uncle tell him.
I know yes, or no, the Nipa be arguing no much.
Aha, don't imagine a chance.
There be money.
But then normal here, but the Yami Pie, Sabi, normal cost elections, normal cost. My Bob Blukmanov, my cap and die. So, Ufi said, be BNC near ya. Paso, we are no man.
Was a one patch of Pandana, NDC agent Pampe.
Hey, and wait. Wow, for national time, I might acquire and conclude in the they are caught din. Yeah, I'm in New Cafe. Near Magua Quemua. Yane, so is that Panda one of my constituents.
I know, they hold them in already kind more.
And you know, MPP for homo opposition. And no crowd on quiet, the Omuyedo parliament here, you will be there. Sana, mini amatu. No, Panda or a campaign. He was there when even they needed numbers to make noise. Even though the noise didn't amount to anything. No Panda or a campaign. Niamini ya penyi me penyi ye nyina ne fe. Omo pe kwan bia so anya sympathy vote. But you don't sympathize with a party that have engaged in the kind of things on 7 December 2024, Honorable Apenyomakin's constituency at the TRASMC, even assembly election, in fact, if few one or year, I'm sure it wouldn't have happened. No one keep a pistol and no coin almost say ballot papers. I don't cry and declare. And you are talking about Pandai. Pandai is a very peaceful constituency. We have never experienced this thing before, but it became part of the takeaway, sir. Nana Domodeko opposition. They tried to rig that election. The people of Pandai have made Minia Matunyindam MP. And Womaye Minian Salanso MP. Almost swa ensure as one son. Woman free fear back. Oko Pandaya. Gonya for a kakra, now for a kakra, Basa for a kakra, Concoma for a kakra, and an Adla Northern Settler Community Kabum, and yet to ho. Being a Musia for. But Nientia Aboko Panda and say Pandai Fonsunya be a ye. Pandai Fonsunya be a Nibia a ye. Pandai Fonya Abai Mufaswa a ye. Nana don't MPP for Vexanso. Many Justin and Opay should be telling you, say, in Pandai constituency 8 years ago. Omu ye Omu ye short state ye kotwa banner. He cannot talk anything there. A creajuman a baby. In fact, and as I speak to you, President Mahama Greek mechanization project here, Abbey. A Juma, Panda will benefit. MPP for our more Panda, what they will benefit. NDC for our more Panda, what they will benefit. You are very
response.
As long as Ghanaians will give us the opportunity to rule this country, Bandai people must benefit. Of what use will it be to keep Martin Yundam in parliament when their numbers in parliament will not even use for either sacrifice? Apart from the heckling, the noise that they will do. Many of us means offer. Omo breastotama opposition. Omo twatwa again womu say you know. That opposition when so of what use will you be there? Akwenya say abana woman to me na electoral commission officer. I see. I juma ye and I am there say me penny near bon common year. Or also as original musi men and free when yes a easy. Electoral commission officers intina near Hopandai. Near Hopandai the crowd do about NDC today. Then ye easy. Then ye court. Yet acquire na abase. About to amuya over 3,000 votes. Yansan komu bi anko kire na mema. MPP for pa omu abo ahomni nya yanko. Ye de ejirem, ye kwa podi kunim. Na nsala ebedu parliamenta. Se omampanyin ema ejuma kakra de ma MP nyina. Nsala benya bi. Onfa nko apropon. Odbeko Pandai.
All right.
Na abwa na
Mustafa binimzie bishiawo Mustafa binimzie bishiawo Pandai na mamena ase ejina nka ka bibia na
I say at least I respond na me personal.
Okay.
Em de say wa doji na sebi Ghana ye dachi ho asem to asem e course NDC for ballot papers, ballot boxes, Ablokuma North. Now, office said a BBNC, BBN Korswa, or my BBN, at least them point and a person making,
okay,
or make a yati, but at least, yes, your money.
Mustafa Bandi, Medase, Mesro, I am General Secretary MPBA, introduce him to the Nkukon Kitinkiti project. Why?
That be a man who have been a scammer. The other company at TIA.
You do your part, sir. A
come do a mock a crown, not Ghana for a year. Cabinet lawyer, cabinet, and I don't position.